tell us a little bit about the offer and compromise practice. A lot of commercials out there, television commercials and radio commercials, people advertising that they're tax professionals and they can get rid of tax debt, and it's an offer and compromise. But one of the things that we've learned in our office is that a lot of times people will go to those so-called professionals and pay them lots of money and get nothing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, sure, Brian. Thank you. There are companies out there that advertise, I had $1 million in IRS tax debt and I paid 25 cents, to compromise the liability. There's something called an offer and compromise, where you offer the IRS a certain amount of money to pay off the whole liability. I think that the statistic is something like 16% of those. Is that right, John? 16% of those are actually accepted.
There's a 16% success rate, and they take about 14 months to process.
That's right. So a lot of times when a person files an offer and compromise at the IRS, especially when they go to one of these tax places, these tax resolution places, they actually end up in worse shape because the IRS will not accept the offer and compromise, and in the meantime, 14 months worth of penalties and interest have incurred. In the meantime, they've also paid a whole lot of money to this tax resolution place. I won't name names about these resolutions places, but in my experience in helping taxpayers, people who owe money to the IRS, these other companies really don't do a whole lot of good. They're very expensive, and they actually leave the taxpayers in worse shape.
What's the alternative, Richard? Do you just go through the IRS's position with a fine-tooth comb and try to eliminate as much as you can, and then follow up with an offer of compromise?
Well, that's one option. It turns out the IRS, and this is my experience, and I think John's too, is that the IRS tends to be fairly reasonable, believe it or not. And so, but they're actually willing to waive penalties for people. They're actually willing to work with people to extend payments over time. So, and if nothing else, a lot of times people will come running to our office after the IRS has levied a bond on somebody's bank account and has started to take money out of a paycheck, and the IRS will stop that if a person is willing to work with the IRS. So that's something we're definitely willing to do, is to help people work with the IRS to get their situations under control, to make it manageable, and to reduce the liability in as reasonable way as we possibly can.
And you've got experience working with the IRS, actually. Yes,
I do. I work with the IRS. As a matter of fact, I represented the IRS in federal court proceedings for a number of years when I worked for the Department of Justice. And I've gotten to know a lot of the IRS personnel individually.
So you're not saying that offer and compromise doesn't work. You're just saying don't put all your eggs in that one basket. If somebody's saying that they're going to sell you an offer and compromise and it's going to win for sure, then you should run, not walk away from them.
That's correct.
Very good.